Trauma may have shaped your story, but it doesn't have to keep writing it. For years, I thought my reactions were automatic, like I had no choice. The trigger would hit, the fire would rise, and I'd explode. But I've learned there's a gap. There's a space between the trigger and the reaction, and that's where you own the shift. Now, let me give you an example. I was hanging out with friends, and one of them made a little joke at my expense. Nothing heavy, just a laugh, a dig. But inside, it hit like an explosion. Instantly, my mind went, they don't respect me. I'm the joke. I don't belong here. And in my body, the fire surged. Tight chest, heat in my face, muscles ready to push back to prove I was strong. That's the false self. Shame and trauma rising up, twisting a small moment in rejection. But here's the truth. My friends weren't rejecting me. They were just being friends. The storm wasn't outside. It was inside me. Here's where the shift comes. I didn't know it then, but now I've learned to recognize those signals. When my chest tightens, when my thoughts spiral, when shame says, you don't belong, that's my cue. That's the sign I need to pause. Owning the shift means I stop and name it. This is shame. This is trauma. This is not truth. Then I breathe. Sometimes I literally put my hand on my chest and pray, Jesus, help me to see clearly. And in that pause, the lie starts to lose its grip. My fire settles. I see reality, not just my wounds, my version of reality. Here's what you need to hear. Owning the shift doesn't mean you'll never get triggered. It means the trigger doesn't own you anymore. You're going to feel it. Your body is going to light up. Shame's going to whisper, but you don't have to bow to it. You can pause, regulate, and anchor in Christ. Romans chapter 12, verse 2 says, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's what happens when you own the shift. You stop conforming to the old pattern, the trauma, the shame, the false self, and you start living from truth. Let me give you another picture. Think about storms. When a storm rolls in, you don't stop the wind. You don't control the rain, but you can anchor yourself so the storm doesn't sweep you away. That's regulation. That's the shift. The storm might shake you. It might rattle the old structures in you. But if you're anchored in Christ, the storm forges you instead of destroying you. So here's the takeaway. Trauma may have shaped your past, but it doesn't get to define your future. Triggers will come, but they don't get to write your story. When you own the shift, you're not a slave to shame anymore. You're not driven by trauma anymore. You're a man forged by fire, anchored in Christ, and walking in truth. That's what this channel is about. The shorts are meant to wake you up in the scroll, but these long-form teachings, they equip you with the tools to actually own the shift and walk free. Subscribe so you don't miss what's next.